Hello, 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 my darlings. Did you have a great weekend? I always have a good weekend. You know why? Because I do your homework. You know, I tell you to go out on the weekend, put on some Saturday clothes, go some Sunday clothes, do something on the weekend, get your friends, 65 and older. What did you do this weekend? Did you sit there and ponder about, I'm 65? We're trying to get away from that. When you're 65, you have at least 20 more years. So I'm talking to the people who are 65 with 20 more years. I'm talking to people 75 with 20 more years. Oh, yes, we are living longer these days. And what are you doing with those days? What are you doing? Do you know how many days? 20 years? 20 years times 365. Come on, 65 and older. Let's live. Let's do something exciting. But I got to tell you about my weekend. Oh my God. Don't you love these earrings? Karen Roach. She's just magnificent. Anyway, first thing I did was I found some people who had on Saturday clothes. Ooh, they just looked delicious. I said, they watch my show. Just making a joke. And they were 65 and older. Well, it's kind of hard to tell, but I think they were in the 61, 63, 60 something. And then some were just older with me. So, anyway, let's talk about where I went. So, I went to Jason's Deli on Camp Creek. And I went at prime time because I had the best time in there. I love the chili. And I said, you know what? I think I'll just go get me a bowl of chili. And I'll just sit there and enjoy myself because I like Georgianne. At first, 65 and older, have you met yourself again? That's what you got to do. You need to say, hey, how you? I'm a new me. I got 20 years. I got to figure out what I'm going to do these 20 years. So I'm going to start with Georgianne. Hello. And so, anyway, when I was in Jason's Deli, I met the nicest people. Oh, let me start with the people at the front where you order. Wonderful. Jason's Deli. Uh, I had a wonderful experience. I put it like that. And I called my order in. I called my order in because I was getting it to go. But when I got there, the atmosphere just said stay. So I got my little bag and I went and found me a place to sit down. Oh, I had such a great time by myself, but I really wasn't by myself. We're not by ourselves anyway. We always have the Spirit. We have the God with us all the time. Jesus reigns over us, and we also have our ancestors. They are, the angels are with us. You're never by yourself. You just start talking to the angels, your ancestors. Of course, some people might take that wrong. Be careful how you do that. But, you can communicate because they communicate back. That's what you got to understand. All right, I digress. So let me tell you. So I was going to get me a drink. I had my little bag. I was going to the back and I saw this man with the M on the front. And I walked past him and my spirit said, back up. He was with somebody. Now, you got to be careful how you talk to a man and he got a woman at the table, right? So this is how I framed that. I saw the M and I said, oh, if there's a Morehouse, if that stands for Morehouse, then let me see if I know this Spelman woman. And she said, no, I didn't go to Spelman, but he said he went to Morehouse. And I said, well, what class are you? He said, I'm class of 74. I said, oh, y'all too young. And I went on and got my drink. All right. So as I got my drink, I came back and he came over to speak to me as they were leaving. And he said, yes, I'm class of 74, something, something, something. And I said, well, let me give you the book. And I gave him a Who Lived Here, Where Did They Go? It's my latest research. Who lived here? Where did they go? Go to my site, Who Lived Here? Where did they go? Because it talks about the vanishing communities, black communities around the city of Atlanta. And I studied 27 communities. But anyway, we had a good time talking. And he gave me his last name, Chantrell. Class of 74, Morehouse College, Chantrell. I think that's what he said his last name was. So you would know somebody out here is from the class of 74, Spelman College. So anyway, that was good. And so while I was talking to him, it was two ladies listening, sitting up maybe a couple tables up. And one of them came, and so he had on his Saturday clothes. She, the woman that's with him, had on nice Saturday clothes. They looked so nice. I was like, oh, and we know we're older, but just they look fresh. Everything was fresh with them. And I just like, oh, that's what I'm talking about. And then my two young ladies, young ladies, yes, I'm going to say young lady, maybe, I don't know what class they were in or what class, but I know had some, there were women of a certain age. everything was coiffed. Everything was coiffed. And so one of them said they heard me talking about who lived here, where did they go? And so they came and asked about it. And I said, I had one more in the car. And I said, I'm going to open my car and you just get it out the back seat. That's trusting, isn't it? But I trust them. I trusted her to do it. I mean, what was in the car you could have? Especially a woman of a certain age. She didn't need anything and I didn't need anything from her. And she didn't need anything from me but the book. Who lived here? Where did they go? So I had one left. There were two of them. So I told her to go to the site and you could download the one that's on the site and you would have one. So it was just so much fun. So I was sitting there and then I saw this guy looking. I said, oh, he see me on the show. Maybe he see me do Who Lived Here, Where'd He Go? So I kept on eating and he eased his way around. He eased his way around. First, too young. That was number one. But handsome. Yes, he was. Anyway. And so he came over. He said, Mama, you sharp as you want to be. Ha! And went on out the door. I was like, all righty then. We got some Saturday clothes that meant something. I had that thing on. You know I had that Saturday thing on, didn't you? And let me just talk about the Saturday. I was like, ooh, 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 ooh. It must really be doing something. But when stopped off somewhere else. And they told me, they said, ooh, I don't know what that is, but that looks good. So I was glad to have it twice. And then guess what? I was glad to hear from somebody else. But kind of in my mind, I kind of knew what, you kind of know what you look like, right? At least you know what you're trying to look like. So I was grateful to have, someone say it, but you're not waiting for somebody to tell you anything about how you look. You should know how you look. And you're grateful if somebody says it, and it's all right if they don't. You get up, put your clothes on. That's all I say. Just get up, put your clothes on. So it was an awesome outfit, though. So anyway, that was my Saturday clothes. And then I saw two brothers come in. Four brothers. I didn't know whether not to look to the left or the right. Tall. Did I say tall? Four tall. I was like, where are all my 60? Where are my people? Anybody here? But anyway, they all had on nice t-shirts, nice tennis shoes. I'm not a tennis shoes fan, but I think I might get me something like that. Some kind of glitter something. I think it'll look nice because I have neuropathy. So, I don't want anything to touch my feet too much. But anyway, these four guys gave me two. And then they went, you know what I like? They went to the salad bar. Two tall, fine men went to the salad bar. You know what I said? I said, you know what? I'm glad to see us think more about just changing our lives, changing our eating habits. They went to the salad bar. So anyway, it was just nice just to sit in there and watch people moving around. And I don't know, I like us. And I like when we look good. And I like when I don't know, I celebrate people, but I do celebrate Black people because we don't get a chance to be celebrated. And people don't say, I like these earrings so much, that's what I'm trying to do that. Anyway, I just like the way we do. So 65 and older, that was my weekend. So I made a note. I want to make sure you knew I saw two women. I saw a couple. And then, oh, wait, the last one. I saw these fine men. The young man said, Mama, you look good. So let me tell you about this one. I was coming home and I saw my neighbor. And I'm very respectful of my neighbor, my neighborhoods. We're very respectful of each other. But I forgot how fine that brother was. Oh, good gracious. He had just come from somewhere where everything was starched, suit, shirt, everything out. So he came over to talk to me because we try to keep everything together. At least I tried. We don't have a real structured association, so I can kind of say I'm the president, but Ralph Rice does all the work, so I don't know. But anyway, I forgot how fine that brother was. Oh my goodness. I was like, I tried to think of all the women I knew. Then I said, Jordan, don't do that. Get out of that. You're always getting into somebody else's business. But anyway, he had on some Saturday clothes too. So it was just, I don't know. I would just had a lot of joy in my heart to just see us out and about and looking good and all the things that people don't celebrate about black folks in our own neighborhoods. When they show our neighborhoods, they show us robbing and dirt on the ground. I mean, dirt is on the ground. Trash everywhere. They never show our neighborhoods with people. Well, we got some folk who walk a dog, which I never understood that. But anyway, they ain't over here. But just to show us having fun in a positive light, going out to eat, enjoying ourselves, laughing and talking, nobody shooting anybody. I like to see some of that. So I celebrate talking about it on a slice of life. 65 and older, I just celebrate you. I celebrate you because you lived 65 years. That's a lot of time on this earth. And you still got 20 years to go and 20 years to go. And that is why I'm talking to you. So this is one more thing I want to talk about though. Thanksgiving is coming. And I heard them talk about this is a sad time for people. If you lost your spouse or your significant other, you are in a home, maybe you're not working. At work you always had the Thanksgiving party, all of that. Some of you've been removed from a lot of hoopla, and you're just left with yourself. 65 and older, you start with loving yourself. Don't think about the loneliness. Think about what you're going to do to make your time a good time for you. Prepare a meal for yourself, or find out where there's going to be a Thanksgiving meal. Find out what friend of yours is not happy. We assume that all our friends are going to be somewhere. You don't know that. You don't know that. Call some people and see where they're going to be. Just ask. If not, be with you. Go and have something yourself. And stores are open. Go figure out what you're going to buy yourself for Christmas. I hope you buy yourself a Christmas present and every other kind of present. 65, what are you doing? You have some grandchildren. You can start getting those gifts together. You can plan the day for yourself. Thanksgiving does not have to be turkey and dressing and cranberry sauce and people cussing each other out and eating with people you don't like. Guess what, 65? You don't have to eat with anybody you don't like. You don't have to go to those parties with those people. They're going to be drunk by the end of the day and somebody's going to say the wrong thing. And then, it might be an altercation. You don't want any of that. You want to plan your Thanksgiving. You got to be with people you want to be with somebody else. Love the one you with. How did that thing go? I don't know how it goes. But I'm saying to you, for Thanksgiving, I want you to think about this whole loneliness thing, this whole isolation. Don't say you're isolated. Once you start saying that, you'll start feeling that. I just think that people need to stop saying, if you say what it is that really is. You say, I'm going to be isolated. I'm going to be lonely. You will. Say, I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to plan me a fantastic day. Let me see what I wrote down here for myself to make sure that you, so if you're really experiencing something now, you need to ask for help. Don't get in that dark corner. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just say, it's Thanksgiving is normally pretty in Atlanta. Or I don't know where you are, wherever you are, make your Thanksgiving pretty for you. Make it pretty for you. So I had spaghetti one Thanksgiving. I wanted spaghetti. You might want hamburgers on that Thanksgiving. And then that's where you put your candles up if you want to. Get up and dress. Like I get up and put on me something really nice. I just believe in putting on nice clothes. You got all those clothes back there, 65. Back there, over there, under there, they everywhere. Because you have worked for 40 years. And you said, what am I going to do with these clothes? Well, I told you, give them away or get up and put them on. I want to see you in the Publix, in the Kroger, in the Jewel, in the Aldi's, in the Costco, in the Sam's, wearing those clothes that you wore to work. So work was more important than your everyday life? Work meant more to you than you mean to yourself now? Really? Stop it. Stop that. You like you now. I like Georgianne. I do. Hey, I like you too. Actually, I love you. And I need for you to have this self-love. For whatever you said, well, this ache. Do you know how much stuff ache on me? Do you know how I feel when the wrong parts ache? And I think that one of the 3 cancers is coming back. You got it's this. What did I tell you about this? What did I tell you about this? You ought to looked at this show long enough now to know that this runs this. Whatever you tell this will tell this. You see? And so you got to tell this, I am great. I am fine. I am wonderful. I am 16. I am 32. I mean, whatever age you want to be. You know, I don't want you to get into that loneliness. Who you lonely and yearning? And I wish they in heaven, baby. They ain't coming back. You trying to get where they are. You see? And so go and there's some people who don't have half of what you have. Go and volunteer with the Hosea Williams, or go and volunteer with somebody, or start something and give away free stuff. You know, volunteer. Do something with you. Check or work on you. You think I don't work on this face? I can't do nothing about it, but I sure do work on it. I work on every part of me for